the outside horse go faster than the inside one? The three horses are all going round together, but John on the outside one looks as though he's going faster than Jim and Donald. As a matter of fact, he really is. The horse on the outside goes fastest, the middle one a little slower, and the one on the inside slowest of all. Let's try and find out why. The boys are going to do exactly what the horses on the roundabout were doing. 3 circles with a boy running round each, and they're all trying to keep in line. To do that, John finds he has to run faster than Jim, and Jim has to run faster than Donald. And the reason is that really and truly, they were all running different distances. Shall we make sure that they were running different distances? All right, there goes John. Now Jim and Donald. There, you see, John on the outside really was running farther than the others. Jim in the middle had a bit less, and Donald the shortest distance of all. Well, it's the same with the horses on the roundabout. The outside one has a bigger circle to go round, so we know he must be going faster than the others. How are the patterns put on materials? I expect you've all seen a rubber stamp like this. You press it on a pad soaked in ink, and then you can print whatever's on it onto paper. The raised parts get ink off the pad, and those are the parts that mark the paper. You can print materials in the same way with dye instead of ink. There's a different block for each color in the pattern, and they're printed one by one onto the material until the pattern covers it. But that's a slow way of printing, and it's only used sometimes. Most materials have to be printed in large quantities and very quickly, so it's done by machines like this. Now the pattern's on rollers instead of on blocks. It's printed right across the width of the material as it runs past. But how does the pattern get onto the rollers? Here's a drawing of a pattern. You can see that these two shapes repeat themselves. They repeat across and they repeat downwards. So these two shapes are really the whole pattern, and they can be repeated over and over again to cover the material. The repeat is enlarged and copied onto a sheet of zinc. This man is cutting grooves along all the lines. Now, on another machine, a man moves a pointer along the grooves. His pointer is joined to a lot of little pointers. They follow his movement and repeat the tracing right across the roller. The roller has been covered with varnish, and the little pointers are scratching through it. Each color in the pattern is traced onto a separate roller, so the roller is covered all over with those two shapes. Now the roller is put in a bath of acid which eats into it where the varnish has been scratched off. Next, the rest of the varnish is washed off, And you can see how the acid has eaten into the metal where the pattern was scratched on. Here are some rollers being fitted to a printing machine. The clean material is fed into the machine from the back. Here it comes, down past the rollers. Each roller turns in a trough of dye. Where the pattern has eaten into the roller, the hollows hold the dye and put it onto the material as it goes past. Here's the front of another machine. As the material goes through the machine, it's pressed up against all the rollers in turn and so comes off with all its colours. Now the pattern is complete. After that, the material goes to be steamed to fix the dye so that it won't wash out. And that's the story of the pattern on your curtains and your frocks, and all sorts of other printed materials.